What's up, you all? I am Mona. Welcome to my channel. Here, I try to provide clarity to the chaos when it comes to these viral clips, conversations, and trending topics. So today, as you can see here in the title of this video or this clip from the neighborhood talk, it says here a woman sets her last check's vehicle on fire for not being able to be serviced.
Ooh wee.
This is crazy. So I need you guys to listen up. I tried my best to gather as much information, but unfortunately, y'all, some of the things that and how people text these days, I just couldn't make it out. So, really quickly, let me say this. So, this incident happened back in March. So, there is a woman who went by the name of G Gotti Lad Up, y'all. So she had a conversation with a woman who was the Lash tech by the name of Lash by Sella. You guys can kind of see it in the caption. And this woman actually posted this to her actual Instagram page for her business. So she does lashes in her area. So her and this woman, Gotti, I'll just call her name that, or call her by that name, I should say. They had a text conversation. So things went left. Okay. So basically there was a miscommunication where the woman, she reached out to Gotti and said on the 26th of March to say, hey, can you come in today to get your lashes done? But Gotti failed to respond until 2 days later. Okay. So when she responded to her, she's basically trying to get in on that next day or the following day after that. But the woman tells her, you know what, I am booked up. I have to go to work that next day. And I also have about 5 people that's sitting in my chair. So then after that, that's when Gotti started to, she got heated and she proceeds to say a whole bunch of foul things. Like I said, I can't make it out because but you guys, this is crazy. So you can see here these 2 videos, these screenshots from the woman's camera that caught what this woman Gotti did allegedly to her vehicle. Okay, so here's the clip. So this is the text message conversation between the 2 of them. I am not going to read it because I can't even make any of this out. And let me just say this. We are at a time where we have grown people. Now, I can expect when young people, teenagers, I have young children of my own, they are texting with their friends in a certain particular type of way. But when you are above a certain age and you are having conversations, especially with professionals, y'all are going to have to get y'all goddamn on. Y'all need to speak and text in a way that is clear because a lot of this was very difficult to understand and make out. But the bottom line is that Sella attempted to reconcile and gave this woman an opportunity to come in. She failed to respond to this text message. And so she goes on this long, entire rant, y'all, where she basically offered her to come in. The woman basically stopped interacting with her. And this woman continues to go on a rant back and forth with her, y'all. And Stella even went to just say and send her a picture like, hey, I have someone in my chair. There's really no point in you continuing to harass me via text message because you want to be able to try to get, squalls in and sit in my seat so you can have this appointment. I already let you know what my availability is. You failed to check your text messages in a timely manner where I could have accommodated you. So now you want to attack me, make threats against me because you're upset with the fact that I can't accommodate you the way you want me to because of the Easter holiday. Okay. So she basically threatens to come to her home, and that kind of goes on for a bit. So the woman makes this long text message and she's playing, who F the law in the it looks like a story, y'all. This is very And you're right. It definitely is after law because you're not going to be worried about much of anything while you're sitting up in jail. Them eyelashes going to be looking rather bald, man.
Okay. That part.
You're going to be rather bald sitting behind bars, okay? So this woman goes on in this Instagram story to basically call her an ungrateful 304, that she's been putting everyone on to her. So now this woman is attributing Stella's success and her books being filled because of her word of mouth and putting people on. Y'all, this is a sickness. Y'all, I put everybody in the rack 90% on Stella. Wasn't nobody going to you for real. I turned you up so much. Huh? Y'all, I just can't make this out. So y'all, this is crazy. So basically she's making threats, and this is just a whole lot of things that I just have some difficulty understanding. But I'm going to read the comments because the people were not having it, okay? So someone here says crashing out over lashes is ridiculous. I agree. And then here, someone says the same thing that I caught, because I did go through these screenshots myself to verify. Because a lot of the times we hop in these comment sections and we talk about things and we don't even read, y'all. That's a whole nother problem. We're not reading the best that we can. And to be fair, it is rather difficult to kind of make out a lot of that with a lot of the abbreviations and all of that. But, like this person stated here, she texted you 2 days ago asking if you can come, and you ignored it and then replied when you felt like it. Then she told you she was already booked and you took it upon yourself to drive an hour over there anyway. All that extra ish in the messages is uncalled for. I'm gonna give you a like because that's absolutely correct. We want to be entitled, and we believe that a person is supposed to jump and move when we want to. I now understand a little bit where a lot of these professionals, these hairstylists, and these, lash techs and nail techs are coming from when they institute a lot of these rules that y'all be crying about. I do understand because the rules are to help keep down confusion, and we don't want any confusion and misunderstanding. And a lot of you all, you can go online, pay your deposit, click the box that says that you understand, and then the moment when you fail to follow the guidelines and the rules and expectations and policies for this particular stylist, the moment that you do something that violates that policy, and then when you show up to these appointments and you miss your slot, you have to wait or you have to reschedule, you are up in a tizzy, having a full-on tantrum and going as far as throwing a hissy fit and allegedly setting people's cars on fire, all because you wanted to have your way. But meanwhile, you still acknowledged when you booked these person's services that you understood what the policies and the guidelines were. I thought you were reading.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. You ain't lied.
But I understand why a lot of you all have these policies in place, because the amount of the lack of emotional intelligence that a lot of women demonstrate, the lack of comprehension, the lack of mature conflict resolution skills that many women demonstrate is very prevalent, and it is highly indicated, especially in evidence, especially in this particular situation where we have a grown woman having a temper tantrum, and because she missed the text message, not for one day, but you went 2 whole days without checking this person's text messages. And instead of you just taking that L and being willing to allow this woman to still accommodate you at a woman's car on fire. So what else does anyone says? And then here someone says, this is not about lashes. This is pure jealous and hate. She mad this girl clientele is banging now. Okay, now that's a good point too. That might be true as well. She could be jealous, and maybe that's one reason why she felt entitled to hopping in this woman's chair whenever she, thought that she could. Okay. So let me say this. And Somebody says, y'all, I'm over here struggling to read this ish. I'm telling you, that's the and someone there says, now you're going to jail where you can't wear lashes at all. Absolutely. The lash tech was very common, those texts, because baby, the police would have been waiting on her at the door. And then someone says on L'Oreal, girl, who the F is that? That's what I kept saying when I was trying to make out those raggedy written texts. But I just want to make this point. There's conversations going on TikToks right now about women feeling more safe with a bear or a man. And I would argue y'all need to be worried about how safe you might feel with another woman, because the way that some of these women are carrying themselves, unhinged, poor conflict resolution skills, lack of impulse control. As you can see here, this woman sent all of these text messages carrying on. She did all of this all over a missed lash appointment that she brought all of this on herself. And then let me see this, y'all. It looks like she may have sent her a voice note, or I don't know what else was going on in this text message, because again, this is a lot to work through and understand. But the bottom line is that we ask a lot about what we expect from men. We talk about not feeling safe with men and around men, which I think a lot of that, I will say this, we have all gone through traumatic situations. Not all of us. And let me say this. Many of us may have experienced trauma at the hands of a man that, is from our family, or a man that we have been romantically involved in, but we don't keep an honest conversation about having been sidelined, disrespected, attacked, embarrassed by our quote unquote girlfriends, okay? Our homegirls, our besties. We don't talk about that. And like the woman said, she's very jealous and hateful of the fact that she is doing very well. And this woman, maybe she did feel entitled, like I stated earlier, to the fact that her books are, she's booked and busy, and she might feel like she put her on, and now you're too good to where you can't even squeeze me in. But guess what? You should be happy that your fellow sister is on, and you should not feel entitled to some type of right to jump the line just because you may have spread the word about her. Okay. Now, if she wants to look out for you, then that's up to her. But how dare you disrespect this woman who's trying to make an honest living for herself? To me, she appears to have some sense of control for her own emotions, because like the other commenter stated, she could have went off on her and then it could have turned up to a whole nother level. Even after this woman set her car on fire. Now, granted, it is a car. You can get that replaced, because we don't want anyone to lose their life over some set of raggedy ass eyelashes, where you can go online and you can find plenty of tutorials on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You can buy your own lashes and do them. But I would argue, you talking about bear versus man, when you need to also be considering the fact that people who lack the ability to resolve conflicts in a positive, healthy manner, it doesn't matter. It could be male or female. So I would say this: if there is a person who acts like this, don't even engage with them, ladies. I've talked about this numerous of times on my channel. It's not worth it. And this is for men as well. Sometimes you do need to be the cooler head, and you do need to fall back, because a lot of people are not well. But also, just because this person is not well upstairs, that doesn't mean that they have to always resort to doing the most egregious, violent things to try to prove a point. People are functioning every day with mental health diagnosis. Every day. They just choose to not utilize the most proper and the most positive forms of conflict resolution, because they want to be tough. They want to be tough Tina, they want to be tough Tony. But because we can't gauge what a person's next steps are, it is always in your best interest to fall back. The young lady did the right thing. She posted this online. I'm not hoping she went to the authorities first. And then on top of that, the woman has now posted a GoFundMe to help with the replacement of her car. I will be linking her GoFundMe down in my description box for anyone who would like to donate and support her in getting her car replaced. But ladies, we do need to work on how we conduct ourselves with our fellow women, our fellow sisters, and how we conduct ourselves when we are out in the community and dealing with each other. There's no sense in doing this because now you're going to be looking like a bald head scallywag by the eyelashes because you would not be patient and you thought that you was tough Tina. And now look at you. You're going to be paying a lot more with your time and possibly facing some type of, serious charge and making threats to harm a person when you could have took some alternate routes to address your situation and get those lashes done for the holiday. Now you're going to spend the rest of your holidays behind bars, bald head by the lashes. So if you all have enjoyed my commentary, please leave a like, share this video with someone else. Also consider subscribing to my channel as well as becoming a channel member. Until the next video, peace.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
We sure can't make it up. Peace, y'all.